Welcome to the walk around of Castle Coch. In Welsh this means red castle, and what follows is a pronunciation in Welsh of how to say its name correctly.
Castell Coch. Castell Coch.
Castle Coch is a 19th century Gothic revival castle built in the village in South Wales. The first castle on the site was built by the Normans after 1081 to protect the newly conquered town of Cardiff and control the route along the Taff Gorge. Abandoned shortly after, the castle's earth moat was reused by Gilbert de Clare as the basis for a new stone fortification, which he built between 1267 and 1277 to control his freshly annexed Welsh lands. The castle may have been destroyed in the native Welsh rebellion of 1314. In 1760, the castle ruins were acquired by John Stuart, the 3rd Earl of Bute, as part of a marriage settlement that brought the family vast estates in South Wales. John Crichton Stuart, 3rd Marquess of Bute, inherited the castle in 1848. One of Britain's wealthiest men with interests in architecture and antiquarian studies, he employed the architect William Burgess to rebuild the castle as a country residence for occasional occupation in the summer. Using the medieval remains as a basis for the design, Burgess rebuilt the outside of the castle between 1875 and 1879, before turning to the interior. He died in 1881, and the work was finished by the Burgess' remaining team in 1891. Bute reintroduced commercial viticulture into Britain, planting the vineyard, which is just below the castle, and the wine production continued until the First World War. He made little use of his new retreat, and in 1950 his grandson, the 5th Marquess of Bute, placed it into the care of the state, and it is now controlled by the Welsh Heritage Agency. Castle Coch's external features and high Victorian interiors led the historian David McLeese to describe it as one of the greatest Victorian triumphs of architecture composition. The exterior, based on 19th century studies by the antiquarian George Clark, is relatively authentic in style, although its 3 stone towers were adopted by Burgess to represent dramatic silhouette, closer in design to mainland Europe castles such as the Chilean than the native British fortifications. The interiors were elaborately decorated with specifically designed furniture and fittings. The designs include extensive use of symbolism, drawing on the classical and the legendary themes. Joseph Mordaunt Coch wrote that the castle represented the learned dream world of a great patron and his favourite architect, recreated from a heap of old rubble a fairy tale castle which seems to have materialised from the margins of a medieval manuscript. The surrounding Castle Coch beech woods contain rare plant species and unusual geological features that are protected by the site of specific scientific interest. The exterior of the castle comprises of 3 circular towers: the keep, the kitchen tower and the well tower, along with a hall block, the gatehouse and a shell wall. The buildings almost entirely encase the original moat in stone. The older parts of the castle are constructed from crudely laid red sandstone rubble and grey limestone. The 19th century additions are more precisely cut red sandstone. A ditch is cut in the front out of the rock in the front of the gatehouse and leads to the eastern approach road. The castle is surrounded by woodland, and the 19th century vineyards below have been converted into a golf course in present times. In 1850, George Clark recorded an outer court of which nothing remains. This may, in fact, have been the traces of the earlier lime kiln operations around the site. The gatehouse is reached across a wooden bridge incorporating a drawbridge. Burgess intended the bridge to copy those of medieval castles, which he believed were designed to be easily set on fire in the event of an attack. The gatehouse was fitted with wooden defences breach, and above the entrance Burgess sited a portcullis and a glazed statue of Madonna and Child sculpted by Riccardo Fugini. The keep is 12 metres in diameter with a square spurred base, and in the 13th century there would have been an adjacent turret on the south-west side containing inner trees, but few traces remain. There is no evidence that the tower that Burgess termed a keep would have fulfilled this function in the medieval period, and he appears to have chosen the name because of his initial decision to locate the bedrooms of the Lord and Lady Beauty in the rebuilt tower. The kitchen tower is also 12 metres across and rests on a square spurred base. It was originally 2 stories high and contained the medieval kitchen. Burgess raised it in height and gave it a conical roof and chimneys. The walls of these 2 towers are around 3 metres thick at the base, thinning to 2 feet at the top. The well tower, at 11.5 metres in diameter, is slightly narrower than the keep and the kitchen tower, with a well at its lowest chamber sunk into the ground. The well tower lacks the spurs of the other 2 towers and has a flat and rather than curved back, facing into the courtyard, similar to some of the towers built at Caerphilly by the de Clares. The towers contribute to what the architect-writer Charles Reade considers the castle's sculptural and dramatic exterior. Almost equal in diameter, but of different conical roof designs and heights, and topped with copper-gilt weather vanes, they combine to produce a romantic appearance, which Matthew Williams described as bringing the Wagnerian flavour to the Taff Valley. Please enjoy the rest of the video. Unfortunately, the natural audio was unable to be played because of children in the background and other various noises from the public. So enjoy the rest of the video and enjoy some of the photographs at the end. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. We do appreciate you watching our videos, and hope you enjoy them, and we'll bring you some more in due course. Thank you. Bye.